Hello and welcome. So in this video, I'm going to run through some achievable ideas that I had that are really going to help Heroes Esports. So let's get straight into it. Now obviously Heroes 2.0 is a huge cosmetics update. And that means there's a lot more stuff we can do with esports graphics and a lot of people are going to want them. So obviously portraits. Now in the past, I know we've given portraits out for watching tournaments, stuff like that, but we can level that up in a big way now that portraits have their own section in the shop. So one of my ideas was when there's a big tournament on, like let's say the Western Clash, the Eastern Clash, or indeed the mid-season or World Championship, then you can just have a free portrait, a temporarily free portrait accessible to everyone, and they can just put that portrait up, show who they support, and just wear it for the duration of the tournament. And at the end, you can just take it away again. That's not all, of course. You can definitely have paid portraits that are put in either by themselves or accessible from loot boxes as well. And people can also buy them that way. The same thing with sprays and emojis. Again, just logo sprays. Maybe if that team has a big catchphrase or it's a very popular team, you could have that kind of spray as well. Emojis, just a team icon for the emoji. Again, pretty simple things, but these can all definitely be added. Banners as well. Personally, banners, I'd be really excited to get some really cool looking banners into the game. I think specifically if there is, let's say, a big tournament, so I'm talking, again, Western and Eastern Clash, mid-season and World Championship. If there's, like, the winner of that tournament, you can have a special commemorative banner. And you can put that up, and it can have, like, you know, the tournament, like, maybe a stylized picture, like an artist's impression of what that tournament looked like. You can have the names of all 5 players along the bottom. You can have the year, of course, as well. And then down the sides, you can have other graphics. I think that kind of thing is really going to add some pedigree to the esports scene. And I'd be really excited to see those. So obviously, all of that stuff could go inside loot chests. Specific esports loot chests. So I think how these would have to be implemented is you could have 4 separate styles. You could buy HCC EU, you could buy HCC NA, HCC Korea, and HCC China. And that would contain items for all teams. And obviously, if you're from Europe and you want some Dignitas stuff, you can buy that. You can buy that chest, and you can get some Dignitas items. You can also get Fnatic items. You can also get Team Liquid items, and all that good stuff. I think there's not going to be enough demand, and there's not a clean way to put an individual chest in for every single team. I don't think there's enough items for that either. So, yeah, I think you just have to group it by region and put those chests in. We can also have tournament loot chests. This is another really exciting area. These can add to the prize pool. So in the run-up to the event, again, mid-season, probably not the clashes, just mid-season World Championship for this one, I think. You can get the loot chest in, and there's going to be a ton of items. Now, we've seen this before, items that get updated. So, obviously, the Heroes of the Dorm mount and Asmodunk skin from last year, both of them got added in, and then the third tint was updated to match like the winners of the tournament. So you can do the same thing here. You can have, let's say, a banner, and this is the winner's banner that I was talking about from earlier. And then you can have, you know, like winning team catchphrase, like stuff like this, and that kind of stuff can be updated after it's in players' inventories to basically like allow them to purchase it before and add to the prize pool, and then also after as well. Although maybe that doesn't add to the prize pool at that point. Obviously, we can be flexible there. So, rewards for watching. That's another huge area. Now, before, we could only give either a skin, a hero, or a portrait for watching. We never did a skin, but we did do a hero in terms of Cho'Gao. Obviously, DreamHack Winter 2015. And portraits happened quite regularly throughout 2016. But none of that's too great. it's kind of portraits, not too many people care. Skins and heroes, like all the way up here, you know. There's kind of nothing in the middle. And there's nothing small for people that don't want a portrait. Now, we have a lot of flexibility. So you can give gems for watching, the new currency. You can give loot boxes for watching, either specific loot boxes, or indeed maybe hero loot boxes from the winning teams, stuff like this, or just general loot boxes as well. People obviously still love those. They still want to watch for those. And still give the portraits. The portraits can be good, and this time they can be esports related as well, since we're a lot more flexible with the portraits in Heroes 2.0. And also skin tints. I think this is the idea that I'd be most excited about. It's an idea that I had a while ago. The basic idea was that certain weeks of HCC would be represented by a hero. So let's say week 7 coming up, that is Valor, like Valor HCC week. So you can record content from the pros, and they can be giving you a guide on Valor, a build on Valor, what Valor's good at, what Valor's bad at, and they can give you all this stuff. The casters can do it as well. The whole desk can be Valor themed, like a Valor across the background, Valor gameplay playing on the screens. Obviously, if you choose a popular hero, which you should be able to, I'd say there's going to be at least 20 heroes that are popular any given week. Then you can do replays of the games where Valor was making plays during that week. And then, as a reward for people watching, they can get a special Valor skin tint. One that's not accessible any other way. You had to watch that esports tournament. And this is going to be huge. There's a lot of people that are going to want that skin tint. It's going to be a really special moment to show that you were there watching HCC. So that's something I'd be really excited about. And obviously, you can't really get around this one, revenue sharing. So again, we're super flexible with this. Loot boxes, any HCC loot boxes, you can split that between the teams and Blizzard. That's fairly simple. However, dust actually has an intrinsic value that you can trace all the way back. So any dust that you spend on a HCC item, we can trace back to where the player got that dust from loot boxes, and then we can trace that loot box back to where that player got it. So through this system with proper data analysis, you can see where all of these HCC items came from, and then from there you can work out where those gems came from, and then that kind of money can be split between the teams and Blizzard again. So there's so many opportunities here for revenue sharing in almost all of my ideas here. Even with the cosmetics, of course, the ones that they buy with dust that just added into the game, that can get revenue shared. Loot chests especially can get revenue shared. And then, even people watching, let's say that they started playing the game because they were watching HCC, again, that can be revenue shared, like a percentage of things they buy and stuff like that. If there was a referral link on the HCC stream, gave you a free extra loot box, people that use that, all of this stuff, it's really, really exciting. And there's so many more tools that we have now to grow Heroes Esports, and the game itself is growing so much that I think next year is going to be a really huge year for Heroes. And I think we're really going to make it as an esport, especially if we can get some of these ideas. So I know that I haven't covered everything. There's so much more potential like in this update, and I really hope that you guys are at least a fraction as excited as I am about them. So thank you very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe for more content like this, and you can follow me on Twitter @BakeryHeroes or on heroeshearth.com. I'll see you guys in the Nexus.